Good morning, dear colleagues. Good evening, good afternoon. My name is Mirjana Povic. I'm an astrophysicist working between the institutions in Ethiopia, Spain, and Uganda. I will present on behalf of the whole team SciGirls project that was carried out in Ethiopia over the last 2 years. It's related with the low fraction of women in science that we are currently having in the world, below 30% when we take the average statistics. That becomes less than 25% when we come to the African continent. And in the individual countries, the statistics are also varying. So in Ethiopia, for example, we have only 13% of all scientists that are women. In relation to that, and to try to understand the scenario and to also promote more STEM fields with my colleagues from Society of Ethiopian Women in Science and Technology, in 2019, we started working with secondary school girls, visiting different schools, interacting with the girls, promoting women in science, and learning that actually the girls are quite interested in doing STEM, but they don't have sufficient support, they don't have sufficient information, and then everything becomes more difficult when you go to remote rural areas, when in the country such as Ethiopia of 120 million people, more than 80% of people are still living in remote and rural areas. So that's where the SciGirls motivation comes from. To focus on girls and female teachers that are working, living, studying in remote rural areas of Ethiopia, to promote STEM. So it's a project that is supported by the OED, also Space Science and Geospatial Institute in Ethiopia. And the idea is to search for some of the most talented and the best female students that live in remote rural areas. They are female teachers as well, and to go with them through the very strong capacity building training and to bring the future advocates of STEM so that when they go back to their communities, they can promote STEM fields in their schools and, as I said, among their community. So we collaborated with different institutions, including the Ministry of Innovation and Technology. In 2022, we organized the very first training. You can see in this map the areas from where the participants came from that are in these figures, in these pictures, and we obtained a very, very positive feedback with different activities that have been carried out by participants later on. So in 2023, we submitted a proposal for a multi-year project so that we can increase the number of advocates and train more girls and teachers, in particular supporting girls and teachers that are now living in conflict-affected areas. So last year in November, we organized the second capacity building training from 16 schools across Ethiopia, as you can see here in the map. We had a number of selection criteria, and the girls and teachers have been selected in collaboration with the regional science and technology offices. And as I said, we got some of the best female students, really very motivated to also do a lot of work in their communities. We put a lot of effort to really give visibility to the event. So we brought, for example, the Minister of State for ICT and Digital Economy to open the event. We also had a number of local media that came to interview participants. The program was very diverse and really strong, covering different fields, bringing different lecturers and covering different fields of astronomy, space science, Earth observations, use of satellite data for different applications in our day-to-day life, use of astronomy for data science and what data science is. There were practical sessions. So here you can see pictures with different lecturers. There were practical sessions with stargazing, using NASA experiments, the Network for Astronomy School education, as you can see here, doing a small introduction to astrophotography. We also had two babies. Here you can see one of them that came with two teachers. One day was focused on small research projects where the girls teachers were able to understand a bit what means dealing with data, doing analysis. We managed to bring the state representative for STEM fields and from STEM Power as well to speak about the importance of STEM job opportunities. And we also had a session focused on girls and women in science that was really very, very useful and impactful as well. Several visits have been organized to a dot observatory, SSGI as well. And finally, the evaluation was done where we got very, very positive feedback with more than 90% of girls teachers who said that they felt empowered and also that they are very motivated to become advocates. At least 3 science clubs have been created after this training, and then a number of activities with talks and so on in different schools. And we also put an effort last year to prepare educational material that was prepared in 4 different languages, 3 local languages and English. This year, we are, beside the capacity building training, we are planning to put much more effort on following up on the activities, also giving the awards for some of the most active participants. So we are looking forward to get in touch with all of you, and we are really grateful to the OED, IEU for the support, and then to the SSGI as well. Thank you very much.